Coming up next on Trojan News, junior high students are off to Neverland.
And the football team finishes the season strong at home. These stories and more are coming up next on Trojan News.
And now, from Studio 100 at Greenville High School, this is Trojan News.
Hello and welcome to Trojan News for Friday, November 1st. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Sophie.
Mark your calendars. The junior high school play, Tinkerbell, is coming on stage on Friday, November 8th at 7 p.m. and again on Saturday, November 9th at 2 p.m. Grace Sharp has a behind-the-scenes look at a rehearsal show.
The junior high is bringing a magical adventure with their upcoming performance of Tinkerbell. From fairy dust to high-stakes sword fights, the students at GHS junior high classes have been working hard in rehearsals to transport the audience to Neverland. Ms. Diorma elaborated on the efforts of the students during rehearsals.
It's going really well. The scenes are really coming together. We're just sort of at the beginning of the blocking process, and so the actors are just kind of learning where to go on their dialogue, and then they're just starting to memorize.
The end of rehearsing gets closer every day for the determined cast, but they always persevere and get their lines and steps right.
I think the end goal is just kind of getting these young actors sort of acclimated to high school theater. That's really sort of the goal of the junior high plays, is to get the 7th and 8th graders sort of used to how to be in a senior high show. So this is just great practice for them.
The cast seems to be enjoying each other's company and having fun with their friends while also staying in character.
So Tinkerbell has been very fun so far. We have Miss Jarman, our director, is really good at directing. She always helps us, and she always tells us to not rush yourself with your lines. She's a really good director, and she always helps us.
The decision process during the choosing of the roles for the favorable cast for this year's production seemed to be easygoing.
I usually try to base the shows that I pick based on the people that I have, and I think this one fits our cast very well. It really was not super difficult to cast.
The junior high play will be performed Friday, November 8th and Saturday, November 9th. For Trojan News, I'm Grace Sharp.
Recently, State Representative Park Wentling announced that school districts and municipalities in the district will receive significant state grants. Greenville Area School District will get $200,000 for window replacement and asbestos mitigation at the high school, while Reynolds School District will be receiving $200,000 for energy-saving projects.
5th grade students have been working hard on their pumpkin character book reports. After reading a novel, students answered questions about literary elements, including main character, setting, plot, and theme, while supporting their answers with text evidence. Students got to decorate pumpkins as a character from their book and present the projects to their peers.
A representative from Allegheny College will be visiting our school on November 4th, and Seton Hill will have a representative here on November 11th. This is a great opportunity for any junior or senior interested in learning more about the program's campus life and admission process. If you're considering applying or just want more information, be sure to sign up in the guidance office.
During homecoming week, the Greenville Education Association inducted class of 2024. Tony Reams, one of this year's inductees, spoke about installing values past generations into today's students.
It was just something about the era that we grew up in, and you guys will hear a lot about Gen X or the older generations, the boomers and all that, but there really is something different about the generation before us and our generation that you can't replicate now. But it is something that you can instill in younger generations, and it boils down to a sense of community, sense of hard work, finding your purpose, whatever that is, figuring that out and just going for it, because it doesn't have to be like my kids are at this phase where it's like they know teachers and they know nurses and doctors, so they think that's the only profession that you could ever do. And so once you sort of unlock in your mind, like, I can do anything I want, I can figure out, someone's going to pay me to do this, and I like doing that, I'm going to go after that.
The football team wins its final home game before gearing up for the playoffs.
Kellen Richard has the details in the Sports Center. Take it away, Kellen.
The football team played their final home game Friday night at Snyderstone Stadium. The District 2 champs continued their winning ways. Rudy Gentili led the Trojans with a career-high 167 yards and 2 touchdowns in their 27-6 win over Eisenhower on Friday. Gentili kicked off with a 78-yard touchdown on his first carry thanks to strong downfield blocking, including from receiver Justin Show. Nick Sortridge added 104 rushing yards and a touchdown, and Cale Thurber and T. Calvin contributed solid runs. The Trojans' defense held firm, stopping Eisenhower on multiple key drives, including an 11-play march halted at Greenville's 12-yard line. Greenville's offense kept the pressure on, with Sortridge adding a touchdown and Shell catching a 13-yard pass for another score. Despite 3 turnovers, the Trojans maintained their top turnover margin with interceptions from Shell and Thurber, plus a fumble recovery from Jackson Muscovag. The Trojans will face the Lakeview Sailors at Hickory High School on Saturday night in the first round of the playoffs. That's the latest from the Sports Center. Let's send it back to the girls in the studio.
Thanks, Colin. That's all for this week's episode of Trojan News.
Be sure to follow our YouTube channel for the latest in school news. For Trojan News, I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Sophie. Have a great day.